Hello everybody, and welcome back to Certified Collectibles. Today we're going to be taking a look at a group of WATA certified video games, all superhero titles, all undervalued in today's market, and all much more rare than you think they would be. None of these games have had more than 3 or 4 copies come to auction in the last 3 years. Now for today's video, we're only going to use the price history and sales data from Heritage Auctions. The reason we're doing this is because Heritage Auctions was the first auction company to actually bring the WATA certified games to the market, so they have the longest history of price data. So it's the best data set to use to analyze the market. Now there are other auction houses that do offer the certified video games. There's nothing wrong with them. We're not a promoter or sponsor for Heritage Auction, and we have nothing bad to say about the other auction houses, but Heritage Auctions was the first. They do have the biggest data set that we can use to analyze, and they do tend to get the highest grade for the titles, so they do tend to get a little bit better consignments, so that's why we use their data set. Now, like I said, all the games in today's video are undervalued in the market and much more scarce than you think they'd be for the title. Now, we picked out 6 titles to show you guys. You'll see what I'm talking about because some of these are very, very popular titles, but just do not come up very often in auction. Let's go ahead and take a look. We have 6 titles. Let's present these in chronological order, starting with 1991. Spider-Man. This is for the Sega Genesis, 9.6A+, released in 1991. There's only been 3 of these auctions since 2019, and only 1 per year. So in 2019, there was 1, 2020, there was 1, and 2021. Now, a 9.6 is the highest grade that we've ever seen in auction, and a 9.6A+ is the best grade and the best seal grade. These were very popular. You know, the Spider-Man franchise is a franchise that everyone loves. It's probably one of the most highly collected of these superhero franchises. But this is a game people just did not keep nice. You just did not see this one very often. And like I said, only 3 have come to auction in the last 3 years. So one that does not come up. When it does, definitely try to pick this one up. This is a game you could have picked up for under $1,000. But people are starting to catch on. I think the last one, it was a 9.6B+, sold this year, in February of this year, I think for about $1,500. So this one here is starting to catch on. It's not as undervalued as it was, so pick this one up sooner rather than later. This is a great game to add to your collection, one you just do not see very often. Spider-Man. Game number 2. X-Men. Now this is the X-Men with the poster offer for the Sega Genesis, released in 1993. As you can see, this is a 9.6C+. Now only 3 of these have been auctioned since 2019. None of them have had a seal rating higher than a B+. So a C+ seal rating, while it sounds bad, it's relative to the best seal rating we've ever seen, which is a B+, so it's not all that bad after all. 9.6 is also a great grade on this. It's the highest grade we've ever seen come to auction, but the seal grade, we wish it was better, but like I said, if the highest one is a B+, we can't be too unhappy with the C+. Now, none of these have sold since 2019. So in 2019, there was 3 of these that sold, and that was it. 2020, 2021, there has been none to come to market. Much more scarce than you would think for an X-Men title, a very heavily collected and popular franchise, but one people just did not keep nice. So this game here, if you see this one pop up, 9.0 or higher, pick this one up for your collection. Less common than you think it would be. Much more rare than you think it would be. Game number 3. Another X-Men title. XMen Mutant Apocalypse for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, released 1994, 9.4A+. Now, once again, only 3 of these have come to auction since 2019, a 7.5, a 9.4, and a 9.8. Now, this game here, the X-Men franchise, you would think it'd be a lot more popular than it was. People would save it, you know, in their collection in a nice condition, nice seal grade, but people just did not keep these games sealed in their collection, it appears, because only 3 have come to auction in the past 3 years. So this game here, once again, very popular when it came out. People did like this game, but one, people just did not keep sealed. Much more rare than you would think it would be with only 3 that have come to market in the last 3 years. All right, we have 3 more here. Our next game, from 1994 as well. This was for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, SpiderMan Venom Maximum Carnage, 9.4A+. Very, very popular game. People love this game, but one that you do not see in auction very often. None have sold since May of 2020, and only 4 have auctioned since 2019. Now, it's also important to note that a 9.8A+ sold in March of last year for about $2,200. But other than that, every game that sold in auction was a 7.0 or lower, and all of them had a B+ rating or a B+ seal grade or lower. So 7.0 B+ was the best game that sold under the 9.8 A+. So very, very uncommon game to find in auction, but one that people loved, and this is one here. It's very, very undervalued in our opinion. This is the one with the red cartridge. This is also the Super Nintendo version. There is a Sega version that is a little bit more common, but this is the one you want to pick up. Man, you just do not see this one here very often. When you do, grab this one here. This is one worth owning. Spider-Man Maximum Carnage. All right, our fifth game. X-Men 2 Clone Wars for the Sega Genesis, released in 1995 as a 9.6 A++. Now that is the highest grade we've ever seen for this game. There's been 4 of these at auction since 2019. Two of them were 8.0, one of them was a 7.0, and one of them was a 9.6. Now, none of these have sold since May of 2020 either. So once again, a game that you do not see come up at the auction. It's almost been a year since you've seen any of these. A game that you do not find in high grade. A 9.6 is the highest grade that we've seen. Other than that, everything's been an 8.0 or lower. So this game here, tougher than you would think to find, and when you do, pick this one up in a 9.0 or higher. Great, great game to add to your collection. One that is very, very undervalued in today's market. I think all the games sold for under $500, even at 9.6s. So this is a game that you do want to pick up if you see it. Any of the X-Men games, Spider-Man games, Superman games, any of those games that have the iconic superheroes. Very undervalued in today's market, but people are catching on, so don't be the last one to the party. And our sixth game in today's video. Justice League Task Force for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, released in 1995 as well, 9.4 A+. Now, only 3 have auctioned since 2019, and just like the Spider-Man, the first game we showed you in today's video, only one of these has come to auction per year. So one of them in 2019, 2020, and 2021. Interestingly enough, they're all 9.4s. They're all 9.4As, I think, except one, which is a 9.4 A+. So this here is the highest grade that we've ever seen to come to auction, and there's only been 3 of these auctioned, 1 per year, all 9.4s. Now, a lot of guys out there that are collecting games think there's a 9.8 in every single game that has been made, but a 9.4 so far is the highest grade we've seen for this game. So if you're waiting for 9.8 or 9.6, you might be missing out on a game that's very, very scarce to find, a game that's very tough to find in auction because you're waiting for 9.6, 9.8, which may not exist. It's important to look through the sales history and the price data when you're adding games to your collection and see what the highest grade is out there, see what the next highest grade is. You can pick up some very undervalued games in today's market because a lot of guys are skipping over these mid-9 grades here, like a 9.4, 9.2s. A lot of guys are skipping over those for the 9.8s only. But if a 9.8 doesn't exist, you missed out on this one. This one here, very undervalued. None of these are sold for over $500, except the one that sold in the most recent auction in January of this year, January of 2020. This one sold, 9.4 sold for $900. So people are catching on to this. Before that, none of them sold for over $500. So this game is starting to rise in price. Pick this one up sooner rather than later. So there you have our 6 titles. They're undervalued in today's market, much more scarce than you think they would be. Please drop some comments in the comment section below. Let us know what you guys think. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video. And as always, please remember to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you for joining us here at Certified Collectibles, and we'll see you again next time.